Hello everyone, this is Blankera, and welcome to my universe. Today, I'm going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I was looking at a lot of stuff yesterday, and my brain is tired. So I don't think it's feeling quite up to doing extremely detailed stuff with the bangs today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on her skin and her other eye there. And I'm going to go jump around to some other areas and make sure, you know, some of the stuff around here and side bangs and whatnot are all looking nice. My head just hurts a little bit. Nothing serious or anything. But I was just looking at the bangs today and I was like, okay, I think there's something I can do over here, but oh man. That level of detail I think is beyond me today. That's okay, because I can still do stuff. Don't have to let my brain being a little bit tired stop me from doing stuff entirely, so here I am. So the first thing that I'm seeing in this area that I want to touch today is that when I go all the way over to the right, I kind of feel like things are sliding to the right a little bit too much. I think it's probably just this little tiny bit that comes up here, sliding over a little bit too much. So I'll go ahead and move that over. Might also be just the edge here. I'll see. But first things first, let's go get this little guy over there. I think that's probably a bit too far. I will have to fix that. Yes, that's a bit too far. Okay, it might take me a couple of tries to get everything to get into place here. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Whether you have a significant other or not, I hope you have a good one. And even if you don't have a significant other, I think this is a great day to go appreciate people that you care about, so go call someone you think is cool and say hello. Alright, and indeed, I do think that I need to push this out just a little bit more here. Once again, I don't think I'm going to go into the extreme details today. I don't think my brain can handle it. It is tired after looking into many things. But I can at least get everything started so that this way, next time my brain is feeling up to a lot of the extreme detail work that comes with rigging, that, well, it'll just all be ready for me. And hopefully tomorrow, I can just go do it, and it'll be great. Today is just the day of doing what I can. And perhaps also a day of laughing at a floating head. I didn't feel like scrolling down far enough to turn her body back on. I don't need it right now. Just a head is fine. I'm just always very easily amused by these little things. It helps keep me sane while doing all the necessary detail work. And what is going on there? Let's see here. Okay, I think I understand. Looks like some parts here got a little bit twisted. And so hopefully when I untwist things a little bit here, I can still keep all the shadow shapes up here the way I want them and have this area not look like it's squeezing at the bottom. Like, what is that? You can see that is definitely not how it is here. It's quite straight. But here I have this big boulder, then squish. Just get squeezed at the bottom. Ah, I see. It's because that entire area is being controlled by one vertex. Okay. That would explain it. So I have to kind of shape some of the areas around it to a degree in order to get rid of that kind of squeezed feeling. Okay, I can do that. Not quite sure how yet, but I think it can be done. I'll just show a little bit more of that shadow area here. And I think that should do it. Still looking a little squeezed together at the bottom there, because you can see that there's like this big round spot here and then just suddenly line. That is the feeling that I'm trying to get rid of here. Is that good enough? Let's take a look here. Yeah, I think that actually is good enough. I don't think the little piece that comes out, though, is in the right place yet. I get the feeling we're going to be moving that thing around just off and on for a while still. That tends to be how little fiddly parts like that go. It's okay, try enough times and it'll get there. All will be well eventually. Okay, I do think that there are more things I can fix there, but do I want to do them now? I'll try a couple. But now I think I'm starting to get into details that are making my head hurt again. So it might be time to move on to the next area, or at least do some work with the up and down turns. Today is the day of easy stuff, relatively speaking. So I feel like nothing that I have left to do at this point is easy. All just very, very detailed. Still kind of has a... How do I describe what I'm seeing here? Let me think about it for a moment. Well, how do I describe what I'm seeing there? I don't know, it's just becoming rounder on the end here, and I'm not actually sure if the top is in the right place. I think it becoming rounder is actually a pretty good way to put it. Because on the original, like I pointed out near the beginning, it is indeed quite straight. So if I can kind of keep that straight feeling, then I think it'll look better. Okay. Yeah, not bad. Let's see here. There's a little, like, bright red bit at the top there. I think it needs to be slightly lower here. Just slightly. And then the shadow area here. Also, let's lower that down just very slightly. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. I think I can be happy with that. Let's check up and down. Okay. So on down, the only thing I really see is that it looks like the very top of it right there was bulging out a little bit. I probably had that to keep the shadows a little bit less visible, but I do think that it is worth getting this shape looking a little bit nicer, because I think this shadow is way more visible than this shadow. So if I have to compromise this shadow just a little bit, I think I can afford to do so. We'll see if the me of tomorrow, who hopefully has a less tired brain, agrees, but I think the logic seems pretty solid. So I'll go with this for now. I have a particular shape in mind here, but I'm having trouble getting it into place there. It's pretty close. Let's see if I can smooth out the other side just a little bit now. So today I keep mentioning that my brain is tired from doing many things. And this is very much true. But sometimes your brain will get tired even when you don't do many things, and sometimes the creativity just doesn't flow. So I figured that today would be a good idea to kind of show what I do when such things happen there. In this case, it's very much a case of I just do what I can. That's a good time to just... It depends on what kind of creative thing that you're doing. Right now I'm just going through and doing some things that are more obvious to me in various places. Even this is probably more detailed than my brain probably wants to do right now, but it's not complaining, so I'm rolling with it. But, so that's one option, and sometimes with drawing, that's a great day to just start rendering, or maybe do some practice instead of working on whatever particular thing that you're trying to draw, or... Yeah, rendering is the big thing for me. That's when I can just kind of go in and mindlessly move pixels around. And to an extent, at least with art, especially if I'm not in a place where it makes sense to start rendering a portion of it yet, I just kind of accept that I'm probably going to be slower that day, and I just try to put some stuff down. I try not to make too many important decisions and that kind of thing. And at least so far with writing, today is probably going to be a day where I just maybe refine some world-building ideas or some background stuff, as opposed to trying to dig too deep into words and that kind of thing. And then some of this is, of course, because I want to continue to work on things. Like, what I'm feeling right now is fatigue, not burnout. It's not anywhere near that. It's just, I did a lot yesterday. I have been trying to learn some things. Be able to do interesting things with my voice and that kind of stuff. And I also did a bunch of Spanish, a bunch of Japanese. Had to make a bunch of big decisions in a picture that I'm working on. Tried to fix up some stuff for my streaming setup, and there was a lot. So I'm saying this if you're tired, not if you're feeling burnt out. These are very different feelings. I mean, the only thing to really do with burnout is take a break for a week and then come back. Maybe 3 days. I guess it depends on if you have that luxury. But that tends to be how I approach such feelings. And at least for me, being able to tell the difference between fatigue and burnout is when I'm feeling just tired, I still want to do things. And my brain is still like, heck yeah, let's go. But when I sit down, and then when I try to actually do something, I can, like, feel the smoke coming out of my ears. So, that's just a case of the brain doesn't work. The gears are a bit too gummed up, it needs to cool down. That kind of thing. And when I'm feeling burnt out, when I sit down to work, I'm just like, my goodness, I do not want to do this today. I just stare at it, and I could have... Let me back up there. I stare at it, and I get tired. I could have so much energy for just about anything else. I could go for an entire run. I could go and, I don't know, study Japanese for 3 hours and be fine. But the second that I sit down to start drawing or writing or whatever else, I just get tired immediately. And that's a sign that I need a break from doing creative stuff. Or at least that specific creative thing. That is how I describe the difference. Today, I very much want to rig, but when I was staring at the bangs this morning, I'm just like, there's no way I can make sense of such delicate shapes like this. The steam started coming out of my ears. Brain short-circuiting. It just cannot think straight today. And that's okay. It happens sometimes. So that's why I'm just gonna do what I can. There's actually kind of a tangential subject to that. In that feeling of just sitting down and becoming immediately tired. That feeling is also if you're not feeling it towards something that you know that you like to do, it's also a reasonable sign that you just really, really dislike what you're doing. Your brain is trying to protect you by saying, no, let's not do this. It's doing its best. And I think the difference between feeling the burnout and feeling that you just do not actually like this thing that you're trying to force yourself to do has to do with whether or not you've enjoyed it before, more or less. I also think the tiredness might be a little bit different. But I don't burn out often, so I am less familiar with these feelings. Because I admit, I can just kind of go. It's a blessing and a curse. Probably more of a blessing than a curse, though. I'm also realizing that when it comes to this model, I think in particular I just really like working on this spot. So even though what I'm doing is fairly detailed, because I just like working on it enough, it's fine. My brain doesn't mind so much. I couldn't quite tell you what makes it so much fun, but I do admit that watching it move around is very, very satisfying when I finally have it right, so it's probably related to that. Just right here, it adds so much 3D-ness to everything when I get it right, so I just like watching it go. It makes me happy. Today's one of those days where it would be nice to take a walk, but indeed, it got very cold again. It snowed. Remember how last week I was saying that it was nice and warm, and oh man, I can finally go for walks again, and it'll be great. Yep, it snowed. I kind of expected that, though. That tends to be how the weather is here. So, probably gonna be a bit too cold if how cold it's been inside here is any indication. Okay, someday. Someday, I'll be able to go for regular walks again, and it'll be great. I might have to bring my umbrella with me, because me and the sun, we do not mix. But I should at least be able to do it. Oh man, this just reminds me of a rather funny story from probably last fall. It was before things got really cold, but it was starting to cool down a bit, and that day it was extremely windy. And the sun was intense enough that I wanted to bring my umbrella, so I did. And oh man, did I get a workout that day, because it was extremely windy, and the wind just wanted to kidnap my umbrella, and I wasn't going to let it. The umbrella is mine, I didn't want to let it go. But it was doing its best to blow it out of my hands. Just wanted to make sure that my arms were not being neglected too, I suppose. Very generous. But man, was I tired after that one. Because I had to walk against the wind and hold onto the umbrella very, very hard. It actually got pulled inside out a couple of times, the wind was so hard. Nearly pulled me off my feet once. But then I got to a stretch where there were houses blocking the wind, and things calmed down a bit, and that was nice. That was probably one of the more exciting walks that I've had. Didn't have to dodge grasshoppers or anything, but oh man, the wind was certainly doing its best to convince me to drop that umbrella and or kidnap me. Okay, yeah, I gotta say that just working in this area is so much fun. Watching just everything look so much more three-dimensional as I start fixing some of these little things here and there. I really like it. Like, man, look at that hair turn. I think it looks great. I'm so happy. See, this is why I keep wanting to work on this every day, even when my brain is tired. I just look at it, and it is wonderful. I'm just thinking here. This is definitely not a good day to be thinking, but... Let's see. I kind of have it so that her chin is tilting back here, so I feel like her hair should be a little bit further this way. I don't know, that's a tough one. Right now it is kind of going straight up. But with the way I have her chin tilting... Let me go look in my mirror real quick. I have a bit of a funny face here. Not really strongly. So yeah, this should be mostly fine. Maybe just near the top. I can just do a thing like that. And that might do it. I just wanted to check how things looked in the mirror, because sometimes just watching my own head move can give me ideas on how I should fix things. And in this case, where my hair parted when I tilted my head back like this, it didn't actually move that much. Like her head just is not moving very much at all. I kept the head turn fairly simple. I didn't want to push it too far. I've seen some people that just like want to crane their neck all the way up there, but I kept it pretty simple for this one. So I imagine it's the same for the downward turn. I think that's looking pretty alright. Maybe over here there's some shenanigans. I actually kind of like how this fans out a little bit. So yeah, if I'm saying, yeah, maybe over here there's a few shenanigans, that sounds like a good time to just push things over just a little. Today is a good day to just get rid of some minor shenaniganry. A little bit more. And see, I'm being very, very careful here. I don't want to move it too much. It's not that far off. Yeah, once I get some of those shapes looking a little bit better, I think this will look pretty good. Just kind of need to clean some things up there. So now I guess I'm looking at the side bang. That's fine. Today is just a good day to take a look around at whatever my brain wants to do. It doesn't have to take things too seriously today. Let's just go and have some fun. Okay, that's probably about as good as I'll get before I feel like going in and really cleaning that up. Well, Oh, I could do a little bit more on the side there. Just like right through there. But I don't really want to get into the details here. The strands over here have always been a little bit difficult, so I'm gonna take it easy and go somewhere else when I want to. But clearly my brain keeps seeing little things that it doesn't mind fixing up here, so I'll just let it do that. It's not a problem. I don't have to force myself to do anything today. Sounds like a wonderful way to spend Valentine's Day. Yeah, and I think the side bang actually looks pretty good. Well, the time that I spent trying to get those just right really paid off. So next time I'm ready, I'll go in and do some of the details on them. Let's see, what do I want to do now? I was taking a look at kind of the tunnel here. Seeing if maybe I could get that a little bit nicer looking over on the right side. Let's try. I know this area can be a little bit tricky, so let's just see what I can do right now. I just kind of want to make it just a touch rounder, you know? Open it up just a little bit more. Yeah, I think that amount actually made a pretty big difference. Let's clean that up and make it a little bit nicer. Like I said, working in this area is just kind of fun. And I get to see things move and go like, ooh. Can you believe it's not a 3D model? Alright, I like that. I like that a lot. On this side I have it a little bit more droopy because we're seeing a bit less of that side. In fact, I think I can do just a little bit more with it as well. Let's make this part cool, because this part is cool. Do as much as I can. Really go out of my way to sell some of that 3D effect. Just seeing it makes me so happy. It's great. Like, look at that. I don't think it's quite right, but it's still pretty cool. So yeah, I guess I'll just go through and do that with a couple of other places and see how all that shakes out. Gonna go in and add some 3D effect into the model today. I think that is a great use of a brain-dead day. Oh yeah, I approve. Let's actually do up and down before I do worry about corners. But I remember putting a lot into the up and down here. I think I changed the shape maybe a little bit too much here. Definitely see what I was going for. But there's this little spot like right there. This is actually shaped just a little bit differently than that. It's straight. It's actually quite straight. It's like if you look at the top there, this is like almost straight line. So I think I curved it just a little bit too much there. Okay, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So let's go take a look at these corners. I know there's going to be a lot of things off in the upper right because I haven't worked on it quite as hard. It still has a lot of its pieces unset, and I mean, I don't even know what's going on here. It's doing its best. I forget what I was going to do. But it's okay, I'll figure it out. I have some idea. In fact, you know, today is a great day to deal with whatever this is. Whatever this is indeed. Okay. Let's go ahead and stretch things out here. Kinda pull all the vertices back out to where they belong and instead of this twisted mess that they're currently in. Yeah, this is nice and easy. And it's something I'd have to do eventually, so why not right now? Now I won't have to do this tomorrow. Or probably more accurately next week, because I get the feeling I'm going to be in my fixing up the bangs hardcore mode for just a little bit. Maybe I won't do the whole thing, but I do want to at least get the tips right. The tips aren't really affected by anything else, like, you know, some of the stuff up here. I'm still trying to figure out a rigging workflow that I like. Okay, there we go. That's a lot smoother. I don't know what I'm doing right now. How's that area supposed to look at the top of the side bang there? Okay. Yep, no wonder I have no idea what I'm doing. The side bang itself, the very top of it needs to be stretched out a little bit more. Where'd it go? Right there. I get the feeling this is gonna be one of those streams where I really only can go for an hour. Very unfortunate. My brain is definitely doing its best, but honestly, the real sad part for me is not just not being able to rig the way that I want, but also the fact that I know that I'm not going to be able to really handle going in and learning all the things that I want to learn today. I'm so sad. But I can't do it. It just can't. It's hard having so many things you want to do sometimes. Man, I left this super pointy. Oh, it's fine. I'll fix it up in just a little bit. I don't think I have it in me to get the highlights on this side bang looking alright, but I can at least kinda start prepping it. Get the general gist. Let's go take a look at these shadows here now. Oh man, there's so many shenanigans there. That's fine. I'll worry about the shenanigans later. Right now, smoke coming out of my ears again. Time to move on to a different spot. Brain says no. Brain's kind of saying no there too, so let's go look for some bigger stuff that I can just not worry too much about. Just get it mostly right and it'll be okay. My goodness. That goes way hard, doesn't it? I just think the top of the shadow is in the wrong place there. Ray. Let's see if I can align this spot in the corner with everywhere around it now. So I feel like the top of it was just in the wrong place, and now it's looking a little bit closer, but now certain parts aren't aligning with the left head turn, and it's all just a big mess. It's a little bit better, I suppose. Okay, I think that's all I can do in that area. My brain is starting to rebel against looking at it, so let's just swing her head around and see what I see. But man, I really did get a lot of this looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. A lot of it is just super minor stuff that I think will just make things look better, so, you know, with any luck, maybe I can actually finally get to things like physics and all of these other things that I want to work on. Oh, that's gonna be lovely. Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. My scroll wheel is still having some trouble. If I recall, these... Oh no, they do stick out that way. Okay. I was gonna say, I thought that some of them actually stuck up pretty high and had a kind of a tilt to them like that. So I thought that might have actually been helping there, but it might not be. Hold on, let me see if I can fix up my scroll wheel a bit. Sometimes just scrolling repeatedly kind of gets whatever's stuck in it out. Okay. Yeah, I think it might have helped a little bit. Or maybe just placebo, I don't know. Yeah, just placebo. It's still having trouble scrolling. Alas. It just may be time for me to think about retiring this little mouse. It has been my good friend for quite some time. I think I've probably had it for over 5 years at this point. And it just seems like certain parts of it might be wearing out a bit, or maybe I can try to find a way to clean it. I'm not quite sure how to go about getting that, but I'm sure Google can tell me when I actually feel up to searching for things again. Google just... It has all kinds of information. The internet is great. You can find anything. It's not that there's even a WikiHow article on how to become psychic. Internet can even tell you how to get superpowers. It's wonderful. Alright, and once I fix this up, I think that might be where I stop for today. I think it's probably about all my brain can handle. It was doing its best today. But I do think that I still managed to make some progress despite that. Maybe it was a little bit slower than if my brain was actually functional, but you know, it's still going to be faster than having not done it at all. Alright, let's let her take a quick look around, see if there's anything else I want to poke, just because I can. You know what, yeah, sure. There's a spot on that strand over here, too. This little highlight on it, not quite long enough. Pull that little highlight all the way over here. It's also kind of a little bit high. So let's see if we can make it just a little bit lower here. Something like that. Yeah, I think that lines up a little bit better now. Yeah, not bad. Okay, cool. Yay. Oh man, with every day, the turns just get a little bit more convincing. I remember when I would see things squirming when I just swung her head around like this, and I don't really see it quite as much as I used to. Like, I see something going on over here, but I'm not quite sure what it is. I'll definitely want to check my left turns at some point. It might just be a limitation of my layer order. But anyway, basically, I like the way it looks. And I think I will stop here for today. So, thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to make something wonderful today, even if your head hurts a little bit. I'll see you all tomorrow.